Hello, friends. I was trying to go live on my YouTube channel because it's been on my to-do list for a couple of years now to have a regular YouTube channel and or podcast. Um, and I've just been slacking, but not really. I've been really busy doing other things. And I just wanted to put this out there for anybody who might be interested. Um, Sometimes I feel like I'm all over the place with the things that I'm really interested and passionate about and I educate myself about. On the other hand, I do feel personally that what I have been doing the last several years has been, and I know a lot of people think I'm cheesy or that it's about the ego or whatever. I don't care. You can think what you want about me. That's fine if you need to put me in your box. And honestly, my true desire would be to sit in a garden right now and um, conform to that identity of being that yoga teacher who is always in the garden, always meditating, wearing the yoga garb, whatnot. But that's not reality. That's not me all the time. Um, it is in my mind, but I don't always sit in my garden and meditate. I'd like to do that more. But I'd like my channel to be just out there for anybody who's interested. I'd like it to be informative and educational and enlightening. I think there is a very great need for content that is calming and positive and reassuring because there is a lot, but at the same time truthful because there's enough of it. I've found it, but I feel like there needs to be more content that shows what's really happening in the world, the things that we probably ought to be concerned about. But on the other hand, you know what? Listen to God, listen to that spiritual urging from within, and everything's going to work out. It's going to be awesome. There's a little bit too much fear involved in what's happening in our world right now. Fear in regards to people that are proponing is not a word. People that are talking about truth and creating fear behind the truth, which is understandable because a lot of the true stuff is pretty scary. On the other hand, you have the propaganda, which is also total fear porn. So there needs to be a balance, and I really feel like I'm called to be a content creator, providing that balance of truth, but also the calming reality that is, here's the thing, I believe in God. I'm a Christian. I believe in Christ. I believe Christ is the way. And I also am a yoga teacher. Ooh, some people might think that makes me evil or a witch or whatever. Okay, again, you can believe that if you like. I actually believe that every time I do yoga, I am praying, I'm meditating, and I'm personally focusing on my intention, my focus on Christ. I can't say that particular verbiage when I teach in a setting, in the place that I work. I talk about light instead but anybody that knows me knows that that's my focus. It always comes back to Jesus Christ. And everything I talk about, anything that I do, if I take that focus off of Him, then I've gone astray. And I'm not where I need to be. And I've, even like 10, maybe even 15 years ago, I was like, where do I need to go, God? What do I need to do with my life? I feel like I'm being called to something. And I was a brand new yoga teacher, and because I think I started teaching yoga in 2003. And he said, just focus on your yoga. And at the time, it was a new thing. I didn't necessarily want to totally get into it. And I thought, okay. And over the years, I called it prayer yoga. And I wanted to start a movement calling it prayer yoga. But anybody that, I'd say most people that do yoga understands that it is about, it's an art of, it's a physical manifestation of prayer, essentially. You're meditating with movement. Anyways, it's just amazing. I love yoga. I love it all, though. I personally feel like when I move my body, that's how I feel the Spirit. I feel the Holy Ghost. I feel it the most. So I'm like an exercise fanatic. I do it all the time. I like to move. It makes me feel good. That's all there is to it. So on this channel, I am going to talk about Christ. Take it or leave it. If that's not for you, great. You won't like my channel. I'm going to talk about spiritual practices like meditation, like hypnotherapy, like all of it. All of it is on the table in my mind. Some people see that kind of thing as sorcery or witchcraft. That's fine. Take it again. Everything that you do and that personally I do, if it's done with the Spirit of Christ, with the Spirit, that intention is everything. Okay, then you take that even further. Okay, so if I murder somebody, if I do it within the Spirit of Christ, no, I mean there are basic morals and principles, of course, but I'm also super passionate. I'm actually becoming an herbalist right now. I'm in school, Dr. Christopher's, the School of Natural Healing school. I'm becoming an herbologist, an herbalist. To me, that's like I'm becoming a now I can't even think of the word, pharmaceutical pharmacist when it comes to natural, when it comes to things that grow naturally. Not a lot of money, hardly any in that field. That's why everyone goes into, the pharma instead, because that is where the money is. But that's also where the puppet strings are. And I don't want to, I am not about puppet strings. If I make zero money, so be it. I will live off grid. I'm prepared to do all that. So that's another big thing for me is sovereignty. That's probably one of the biggest things, because to me that is what Christ taught. He taught us to be free. He taught us to be agents unto our own selves. That's everything. If we do not have agency, liberty, sovereignty, we cannot really become like Him. We cannot. Our life is pointless. All we are is puppets, being told what to do, robots being told how to behave. Sovereignty, getting out of systems, living a free life, living in self-sufficiency, creating your own system outside of the systems, food storage, foraging, cooking, etc. And yeah, that includes politics. No matter what, wherever you live, if you're in a city, you have to be political. If you're not political, you're just going on a free ride on what's happening in your area, city, county, everything, and you're not helping. You're not helping by not being involved. That's actually not very nice. At the very least, educate yourself about real law, natural law, the Constitution. At the very least, educate yourself. That's huge. If everyone just educate themselves, I don't care if you, I don't even care if you vote, to be honest. I don't want you to vote if you're not educating yourself about the candidates. And it's not enough to come and ask me about who I'm voting for and why. I mean, I think that's huge. I think that's great, but you got to do the vetting yourself. So gardening is going to be another big one. I'm learning every day how to garden better, how to grow my own food. That's a part of self-sufficiency. Exercise, herbs, supplements, all these things that really help us. Again, I'm kind of coming back to that sovereignty, that help us to be free, that help us to live outside of the systems. my belief. It's not just my belief. It's in the scriptures. If you believe the Bible, if you believe Christianity and Christ, there's going to be a time where we have to choose. Ultimately, I think it's already happening, whether you are going to follow Christ or follow Satan. I think you look at what happened in 2021 with the jab. How many people were like, well, I have to take it to save my family. I have to for my job. You don't think that's going to happen again in some form or fashion? And people are going to say, I have to take the mark. I have to. It's to save my family. And no one's going to fault you for that. I mean, it's understandable. But at the end of the day, you are selling out to the beast. And a lot of people will. The scriptures say that too. There will be few who don't take it, who don't become a part of that system. And if you're not preparing to live outside the system, you will take it. Most likely. I shouldn't say you will, but you will most likely take it. So, anyways, if you are planning on following my page, let me know what you'd like me to focus on, and I'll research. I'm really drawn to people who go out on the street and interview random people. I love that. I love it. I love First Amendment audits. I love testing and asking questions to the humans who are supposedly supposed to know the law the best, and they usually don't. I'd like to do all that stuff. I'd like to post on a regular basis, a podcast. I have mics that I've bought, but they are crap. So maybe share with me if you know of a microphone or headset that is decent quality but not going to cost me a ton of money. I'm sure everyone asks that question. I want to find that balance between spending buco bucks but also not spending enough and having a piece of garbage. I have lots of pieces of garbage. Okay, I know this was kind of a pointless video in a way because I'm not teaching something concrete. On the other hand, teaching and anybody who is sending the message of sovereignty, self-sufficiency, preparing for the last days, because that's where we're at, is a beneficial moment, beneficial message. We need to be holding our political people, leaders, accountable. Y'all, we're the leaders. We the people. Read the Constitution. We are the leaders. Free yourselves from these systems, but realize what the Founding Fathers created. We're not there at all. I feel like sometimes such a hypocrite for wearing stuff like this because we're not there. We're not there. I fly my flag. I've only done it once or twice, but I bought a flag recently because I have a big flag that I put in front of my yard. But the one that I recently purchased, I hang it upside down. That's where we're at. That's where we've been at for a while. I think it's been a big push since the early 1900s to take over America. Satan has got his hooks into so many people. Look into Marxism. Marxism is Satanism. Period. And he has so many hearts convinced that it's the right thing to do. Good is bad, bad is good. Evil is good, good is evil. So many young people, he has their hearts. He has them believing that Marxism is Christianity, that Marxism is being loving and kind. The deception is so clear to some people, but it's just gone over the head of so many. And so, yeah, my calling is a mission, and it's to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, ultimately. And so if you'd like to follow my channel, I know I've been kind of long on this, but let me know what you'd like me to focus on, and let's stay connected. How do I end this? And how do I edit this video? See, I need to learn all these things because I don't know. I can't even find where I'm recording. My kids would crack out right now.